Life is good whenever the Texans are playing up to their potential. Today, the Texans beat the Falcons 53-32. This is the second time that the Texans dropped 50 on a team in the Deshaun Watson era. Like, literally, I feel like most things went right for the Texans today. Now, early on, don't get me wrong, things were looking like it was going to be one of them days again. I mean, early on, Carlos Hyde fumbled the ball. He lost 14 yards on that. And, things were looking pretty bad early on. And then the Falcons get the ball. They march down the field pretty easily and get a touchdown. But after that, it was pretty much all Texans from there. I mean, yeah, the scoreboard says 53-32, but keep in mind, DeAndre Carter gifted the Falcons 7 points with that muff punt. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if DeAndre Carter gets released here, but maybe, since the Texans won, they're not going to hold it against them, but yeah, stupid muff punt made me a little bit nervous, not going to lie, but, Deshaun Watson came through being Deshaun Watson. And, I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. So many good things. Deshaun Watson, I think he had like 400 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. He had like an 80-something completion percentage. Carlos Hyde, his stats might not look that good, but if you take away that 14-yard fumble, like his first carry of the game, his stats look a little better. Duke Johnson did some things. Deshaun Watson has that nice 30-yard scramble. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, early on in the game, on our first scoring drive, Deshaun Watson fumbles the ball. I was like, oh god, offense is going to suck again. But Watson just picks it up and runs for a first down. I thought that was pretty funny, pretty awesome. That's the type of stuff Deshaun Watson does. But, moving on. The receivers, Will Fuller. I was playing against Will Fuller in fantasy football in one of my leagues, one of the leagues I actually care about. My opponent had Will Fuller. Will Fuller went off. He had 14 receptions, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns, and if we're being honest, he could have had 2 more touchdowns, but, he ended up putting up like 53 points on me in fantasy football, so, yeah, I ain't even mad, I don't care. D-Hop had a pretty good day, 7 receptions, like 80-something yards. Kiki had that 51-yard gain out of the half, kind of made the Texans explode on offense in the second half. Darren Fells had 2 touchdowns as well. I really liked that second touchdown he had when D-Hop just threw it up, and he just went up and caught it, and the little defender kept trying to slap the ball out of his hands, but, Darren Fells was just too tall for him. He was just holding the ball up real high so he wouldn't slap it. I thought that was pretty cool. Defensively, yeah, you probably see 32 points, but, like I said, Carter allowed 7 of those points, and then they had 7 in garbage time. So the Falcons didn't really do all that much, honestly. I thought the Texans did a good job on defense, besides maybe like that drive before the half ended where the Falcons kind of just drove down the field. But if we're being honest, I don't really care about that. At the time, I did care, but looking back at it, that was self-inflicted wounds by the Texans. They had the whole freaking Tashawn Gibson face mask call, even though it was a face mask. But still, I was pretty pissed about that. But he made up for it with a meaningless pick 6 to pad the stats. And I love stat padding, so I ain't even mad. Front 7, they stopped the run well. They were able to get pressure on Matt Ryan. Early on, not so much, but then Romeo Crennel started, calling some blitzes, sending in Justin Reed late, Sean Gibson late, and it really worked out, I feel like. I mean, okay, going into this game, if I told you that the Texans were going to hold Julio Jones to 3 receptions and like 40-something yards, you guys would have thought I was crazy. But, well enough, the Texans held Julio Jones to like 3 receptions and 40 yards. And before we talk about the O-line, let me just say something. These damn Fox commentators are so annoying. Like, the whole game, they were clearly going for the Falcons. Like, oh, Julio Jones, the best receiver in football. And like towards the end of the game, they were like, oh, Julio Jones, the best receiver in football, has had a pretty quiet game. Like, oh, no shit. Maybe he's had a quiet game because maybe he isn't the best wide receiver in football. The best wide receiver in football, yeah, he was playing in that game. But guess what? He was wearing number 10 for the Texans. Even though Hopkins, didn't have an outstanding day, he opened up everything for Will Fuller. Like on that second touchdown Will Fuller had. D-Hop went on a crossing route to the right side. Fuller came around from the right side to the left side. The whole Falcons defense pretty much followed D-Hop. And then Will Fuller was wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. That's the kind of impact D-Hop has, and that's why he's the best receiver in the league. And when the game was on the line, when the Texans kind of needed to score again, Deshaun Watson went to D-Hop, and D-Hop was there. When the Falcons needed to score, where was Julio Jones? That's right, not doing anything, because D-Hop is the best receiver in the league. The best receiver in the league makes plays when he needs to. D-Hop is the best receiver in the league. Not no damn Julio. So, you could go ahead and suck it, Fox commentators. I hate Fox commentators. They're always so biased. And I think we don't have to play on Fox anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully we don't, because I hate Fox commentators. Anyways, now let's talk about the offensive line. O-line. They only allowed 1 hit on Deshaun Watson today. 0 sacks. And I believe 0 pressures. The O-line did great today. Similar to how they've been doing all year. The difference, Deshaun Watson got the ball out on time. That's the difference. Deshaun Watson straight up balled out. Like I said in my prediction video, Deshaun Watson is a winner. He had a bad game last week. What does he do? He stays late after the game, practices, gets some work in, comes out this game, balls out, looks like an MVP candidate. That's just who Deshaun Watson is. And hopefully, this just means that the Texans have finally woken up. Because the Texans that you saw today are the Texans when they're firing on all cylinders. Yes, they might have allowed some yards and points, but we knew that coming into the season. But, we just thought that the Texans offense was going to be able to put on points on anyone. And that's what they did. They put up 53. And honestly, it should have been more, but Kaimi Fairbairn, he missed some kicks, and let's talk about that, man. Fairbairn, he's been missing a lot. He's missed some field goals, missed some PATs. It didn't cost us today. It hasn't cost us all year. But at some point, we're going to need Kaimi Fairbairn to kick a game winner or kick a crucial field goal. And I'm not sure if I can trust him right now. I'm really not sure. So I think that the Texans at the moment, they should bring in some kickers to work out. Now look, I'm not saying to cut Fairbairn. Even though he makes me nervous, the odds of us finding a kicker better than Fairbairn right now at this point in time is slim to none. We're just not going to find any. So the best thing to do is bring in some kickers and, kind of put Fairbairn on notice. Like, hey, man, you're messing up. Got to start making them because you'll be out of here. Your buddy Trevor Daniel, he just got cut a few weeks ago. You could be next. So I got to put him on notice because, like I said, finding a good kicker at this point in time, nearly impossible to do. And we've seen Fairbairn before. We saw him last year. The guy was money. He was clutch. So the best thing we could do at the moment is stick with him and hope he kind of gets out of his little funk he's in. But pretty much Fairbairn and I guess that DeAndre Carter fumble, muffed punt, is like the only negatives I have to say about today. All around, the Texans did a good job. Really surprised me how they came out. I thought Deshaun Watson was going to bounce back, but not like this. He really bounced back big today, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, whenever the Texans are playing to their potential, life is good. Now, next week, we have a game versus Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. If we play how we played today, we stand a very good chance. Now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, MVP candidate, playing way better than Matt Ryan at the moment. So, expect a shootout. But, we have Deshaun Watson, so we're going to be in it. If we get the ball last, we can win that game. So, but for right now, for this week, enjoy it, because so far, it's looking amazing, man. The Titans lost to the Bills. The Jaguars lost to the Panthers. And the Colts play at Kansas City tonight. So, the Texans could have a one-game lead in the entire AFC South after this day is done. So, hopefully that happens. But right now, I am happy. I don't care that it was the Falcons and the Falcons have been looking bad. This is what the Texans are supposed to do to bad teams. That's why it's a very good win. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Comment down below your thoughts on this game. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.